one of the Motec systems, fuel injected.
Oh really? Is that throttle body fuel injection?
No, I'm going to go with a port.
Oh cool. Did you see the knockoff spinner caps? I just got back from
those are no fakeums.
yeah, those are
pin drive wheels.
Those are really neat. I just got back from Dearborn, Michigan. I went up for Ford. Played a pit crew game.
Yeah.
A race taking off the tires of a NASCAR car. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
They were 5 bolts, so I guess that's required in NASCAR.
I don't know.
They had little springs that held the lug nuts onto the rims.
Right.
I always wondered how they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, and when they're done with the pit stop, man, there's spring clips all over the place.
Yeah.
It's one of the things for the tourists to do is grab spring clips as a souvenir.
Yeah, that was, I always wondered how they did that, and I finally saw it. You just grab a new wheel and throw it on there and start zipping with the gun. We got it down to 30 seconds for 2 tires, but they told us that the real...
It's interesting how some of the rules read in different countries. You can't drive one of these in Germany because of where the speedometer is. I mean, you can drive one, but you got to relocate the speedometer. And you can't use knockoff wheels because the German rules require that you have hubcaps.
Hubcaps?
Yeah, you gotta have hubcaps.
What's hubcaps have to do with anything?
Beats a dog do out of me, but you gotta have hubcaps.
That's ridiculous. Surely someone can invent one that would go on there.
Well, maybe. I mean, there's just as goofy rules in this country. My headlights are illegal. You know why?
No?
They're too bright.
They work too well, right?
Yeah, they work too well.
Really?
What do you have, the high density, or what do they call that stuff?
Yeah, they're halogens.
Yeah.
Those new signal lights, or whatever you pronounce that word, those are really bright.
Those weird colored ones you keep seeing?
The ones that are like bluish,
Blue, yeah.
you see in the very luxury cars. Yeah.
Wow. So aside from tapping the door on the bench, you haven't had any mishaps?
You know, I don't know where that ding came from. It doesn't match up anything over there on the bench. I don't know how it happened.
So this is a perfect car to go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got your little luggage bins up there, right? The 2 little aluminum slots.
Where?
Were they up front or were they in the back?
Oh, in the back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where you can sit a sack of groceries in each
Right.
one of them.
Yeah, and cook your lunch on the way home. Yeah.
So when did you started building this car?
It must have been 95 because I ordered it in 91 and it was a 4-year wait.
How long again?
It took 4 years to get the car after I ordered it.
4 years.
Yeah.
They were backed up, I guess.
Well, the folks that make this thing weren't really in a proper production mode yet at that time. They had only made, when I placed my order, they'd probably only built about 20 of them.
Just like 5 guys with a bunch of fiberglass sitting around.
Well, they had other things to do. I mean, their primary business is building Cobra replicas.
Oh, okay.
And they churn those things out by the dozen.
And what made you decide to make this car? Like, why did you decide on making this GT40 and no other car?
Because ever since I saw one back in 1964, I've wanted one. And every time my salary, my position in life got a little bit better, so too did the prices of GT40s, and I never caught up. And so I finally decided I was going to have to build a fake rather than have a real one.
It's quite a nice fake one. Looks too real.
That exhaust kills me.
Yeah, that came out nice, didn't it? This was, that was fun to build. It's a heat isolator. It keeps the heat from coming up the hole and cooking the carburetor.
Were you having troubles, or you just anticipated it?
Just having a lot of trouble.
What was it, boiling the gas out of the float bowl, or?
Boiling the fuel, yeah.
Wow. Sounds a little dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Did that heat shield come with your exhaust, or did you build that?
It came with it.
That's nice.
It came as a flat sheet, though. I had to roll it in over in the upper shop.
All
Got
right.
some rollers over there to do that kind of sheet metal bending. I didn't get it quite right. The curvature here is not the same as the curvature down there. And I'm still not sure what it is I did that screwed up.
Well, it looks like you did it on purpose, so. That's good enough.
Yeah.
And I still have some stuff yet that I have to fabricate, but I'm not pushing real hard on it. I need something here that, you know, I gotta build something that does that. Gets from here down to the dump tank.
What's that? Fuel dump?
Just oil vapors.
Oh, okay. What is this metal?
Oh, that's a powder coat. No, it's not a powder coat. What do they call it? Jet hot coat or something like that. There's a couple of different companies that'll put that kind of a coating on.
It's like stainless with the coat
Well,
over
I don't
it?
know what it is. I think it's an aluminum actually.
That's what it looks like. I never seen an aluminum exhaust though. It's really neat.
At any rate, it keeps the pipes from rusting, and it also does a better job of getting the heat out the back instead of
Looks a lot better.
Yeah, it does.
So an original one, how much do they cost normally?
Somebody just told me the other day that they saw one advertised for $500,000. And I told him that if he could find one for that price, he better damn well go buy it, because that's cheap.
Oh, I should have brought some of those magazines. The last issues of the Millennium, I was telling you, Car and Driver and Motor Trend, I have both of those so far, and they're doing like retrospects of all the great stuff in the last century.
Mm-hmm.
And they both got little blurbs on the GT40. It's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming when you build this car, you try to build it as original to real one as you could.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything like big that stands out in terms of compared to the original one? Like, you know, something you had to put on or something, you know, that's not quite as the real car?
Well, I doubt that any of them ever had a Carter carburetor on it. They occasionally came with Holley's carburetors like that one, but made by Holley rather than Carter. The air conditioning is different from any of the originals. There were a couple of cars built with air conditioning, but this one's a heat pump. And nobody ever built one of those.
Where is it?
Well, the reversing valve for the heat pump's right there, down under that plate.
Okay.
All the plumbing runs up through here and then down through the middle of the car, and you know, there's a condenser up front as usual, and there's a big evaporator box that sits right here.
So there's not a compressor or belt-driven compressor?
Oh yeah, there's a belt-driven compressor that's stuck right there.
Oh, that looks easy to switch.
Oh yeah, that's real easy to get to.
It's like a radiator hose and then two smaller ones that are probably water hoses.
Oh, the two small ones are air conditioning hoses that haven't been strapped up yet.
Oh, okay.
If it is that much, I really need to get after that. Because the doggone thing doesn't have about 3.5 inches of ground clearance.
Yeah. Pretty neat.
Anyway, look at
That car is pretty, man. That is a beautiful car.
Does not sound like an American.
That's a beautiful car, man.
take my picture getting in?
Sounds all rough and... Come on. No, there we go. That should help. Loosen this under one while we're at it. There we go.
you get to drive this car?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll probably take it out a couple of times a week for a short run around.
Definitely have something to tell my brother tonight. He's also an ME. I don't know if you remember him, but he did a project calculating. He was designing like for a boat, the rear part of the boat, some sort of can't describe that.
Transom?
Yeah, kind of. Where you actually you can it basculate it, and it's the part on the back of the boat.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was a boat enthusiast.
Sorry?
He was a boat. He's a boat enthusiast. ride it.
Yeah. Fluctuate all over the place, which is what I don't understand.
Is that like a new problem, or since the beginning you've had problems with the temperature?
I've had temperature problems all along, but I've never had this kind of fluctuation.
Definitely a perfect day to go out. Dave kept the 356?
Yeah.
Do you miss the car?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, that was a fun car, and I had it for 27 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you bought it, it was like what, 10 years old or 5 years old?
I think 6 or 8 I think. Yeah, 8 years old.
What is that, like a 64?
It's a 64. I bought it in 72.
Would you consider buying an R356?
No.
Not enough horsepower?
I would if I got rid of this.
Yeah, but you probably don't want to sell these.
No, I don't.
This one is probably good for another 27 years, huh?
I couldn't hear you. Tell me again.
This one is probably good for some 27 years.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So from the moment you got the car in 95 till you were able to drive it or to start testing it, how many years?
About 3 years. That's a little bit misleading though, because when I ordered the car, it was David's intention at that time to well, he wasn't going to go to school, let's put it that way. And so I had no financial obligations to put him through college. And just about the time the car arrived is about the time he decided he wanted to go to college. So the car sat for about 1.5 years because I couldn't afford both him and the car. He did a lot of work with me money on the body. And relatively speaking, that didn't cost a whole lot of money. It was a lot of labor.
Yeah.
But I wasn't spending a whole lot of money on expensive parts. And then I hit a point where, well, gee whiz, the next thing that you've got to do to the car is put expensive parts on it. And I just plain didn't have the money. So the car sat for about a year and a half.
So I guess you didn't want to go with the classic blue that you usually see in these cars. Blue
Yeah,
and
I
orange.
did actually. But I wanted to do a metallic blue. And
Like a darker blue.
yeah, no, actually, the more I worked with various shades of blue, the more I was working towards a medium or maybe even a light metallic. But David talked me out of doing metallic because you can never match the paint if you ever do any damage. In fact, at one time I wanted to do it in silver, and he talked me out of that in a real hurry. I'll come around there and get the door because, again, we're pretty close to the bench.
No problem.